Although the following pictures might be graphic, this is what is truly happening on a day-to-day basis in our country today. Opioids have turned the lives of innocent people upside down, and it's left children with no parents or parents with one less child. The truth is that anyone can fall victim to opioids, and there is no legislation that can quickly fix the issue. But there is a way that we, the people of Old Bridge, New Jersey, can help. The residents of our community need to help spread knowledge on the issue and accept that opioid addiction is a health problem, not a moral wrongdoing. Now that we can understand how this epidemic has startled our country and community, I'd like to provide some statistics as to just how bad this problem has become. As we can see on the map, the northeast part of the country has suffered the largest increase in overdoses in the last year. According to the Department of Health, our town has placed in the top 50 of all New Jersey towns with the most opioid abuse. In fact, from 2017 to 2018, New Jersey saw a 40% increase in overdose deaths. From the table shown, we could see that heroin is by far the biggest contributor to overdose deaths of all ages, and specifically, it is the largest contributor to the deaths of people aged from 18 to 24. For us to spread knowledge on the opioid epidemic, the people of our community need to know how to detect an addiction, respond to an overdose, and discard of extra doses of opioid medications. The first and most obvious way to suspect an addiction is a change in behavior. Often, people who fall victim to addiction will lose motivation in other aspects of their life. Furthermore, some victims will show restlessness and impulsiveness in their actions. In addition to a change in behavior, people who become addicted to opioids usually have impaired relationships with others. It's more due to them trying to hide their addiction. This includes being isolated, secretive, and dishonest with whomever they might be in a relationship with. Now, the last way to detect an addiction is signs of poor physical health. Now, this can include a change in eating habits, a change in sleeping habits, or even poor hygiene. Often, people who fall victim to addiction will never look 100%. They'll often look sick and groggy. Before you know the steps on what to do if someone is overdosing, you need to understand the signs of an opioid overdose. Often, people will present themselves with a slow breathing pace and a slow heart rate, pale skin, and lethargic or almost comatose behavior. The first and most important thing to do when someone is overdosed is to call 911. Next, you'd want to administer the reversal drug called naloxone. Now, this drug is not always readily available, or some people might not be comfortable using it. If that is the case, then you want to assess the person until emergency services arrive. Take note of their breathing rate and when they last showed signs of consciousness. If someone around is CPR certified, allow that person to try and perform CPR, as this might add extra minutes to the victim's life. Once emergency services arrive, allow them to assess the patient and give them space. Any help to an overdose person is greatly appreciated and often adds crucial minutes to their life until naloxone is administered. In order to stop the spread and use of opioids, we as a community need to be responsible when being prescribed them. Often, people who have severe pain from surgeries or injuries will be given an opioid short term. Always remember that these are optional to take, and if you feel that you can cope with the pain, you can ask the doctor for a pain medication that is not an opioid. In fact, according to the National Institute of Health, 8 to 12% of people who are prescribed opioids become addicted. If you or someone in your family has an addiction problem, you should seriously reconsider taking these. But if you feel you are responsible enough to take an opioid, short term, then you must be very diligent when discarding them. If extra doses are available and your pain has subsided, always throw them in the trash and make sure they are not visible at the top of any trash can. Also, do not ever sell them for money because addicts will often offer money in order to get their hands on some. To conclude my video, I would like for you to imagine that someone you love has fallen victim to opioids. Would you kick them out on the streets, or would you get them into rehab? These are the choices that people face every single day. And what we need to understand is that the only way to treat the issue is to treat it as a health problem, not a moral wrong and not a criminal act. If you could just take 20 minutes out of your time to watch and learn this video, learn what an overdose is and how to react to it, then we could save dozens, maybe hundreds of lives in our community every year. And there is nothing more that you could ask for. No legislative act is going to come very soon, but we need to act accordingly and we need to save lives now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.